Hi friends, it's Michelle. I'm Quimby Cottage on Instagram and MK Knits on Ravelry, and I'm so glad to be here with you today. I just have a few things that I wanted to check in on you with, and this hopefully will be short, but I just wanted you to know I was thinking of you. I've missed you. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. We had snow, but that's okay. It's Michigan, right? So first, I'll start by telling you this is my FRID sweater. Yes, I've worn it on this podcast before. No, I have not been wearing this for like 3 or 4 days in a row. But you know what? Clara Park says it's fine, and it's a pandemic, and it's comfortable and easy. And if you have not made a FRID yet, I think you should, because you probably would really like it. You probably will wear it a lot. And also, I will tell you this. It's in Malabrigo Rasta, mine was, and so it was kind of pricey, but it also was super fast. So if you're in need of sort of an instant gratification project, this might be the one for you. I knit this in 4 or 5 days. Just goes really quickly. So I recommend you knitting one too if you want kind of an instant gratification sweater, and you probably could have it done by Valentine's Day. Like, happy Valentine's Day to you. Let's talk about what I finished. I want to start by saying, I think last time I told you that I finished Sarita's Felix Pullover, but she had not tried it on yet. So I have a little video of her trying it on, so I'll share that with you. And she loves it. She's worn it several times, so that's good. What I love is making the thing that's used. So yay on all parts. I did sew in a little tag, one of my little handmade tags that say made by Michelle Hansen. And she was kind of tickled about that. And then she, per her instructions, wanted the sleeves to be especially long so she could flip them up. And she has been wearing them that way and thanked me for making it that way. So I love that we can personalize things exactly to what the person needs. That's the joy of knitting, right? I also finished another project that I sent off already. So let me tell you about that. In my husband's family, they keep track of like the 7th cousin twice removed and all of that stuff. So a cousin's child is having a baby in March. And I kind of felt like I should make something for this baby. I really love this person's mother. So I raveled through my stash and found some leftover Findley lace from Juniper Moon Farms. It was white. I carried a double because it was lace. And I found this really cute little bonnet pattern, Marius Bonnet by Anne Bouette. And I knitted it. It took me a few days. I started it and then knitted up in a couple of days, maybe a week. It was on 1.5 needles, and I think it turned out really cute. I blocked it by putting it on a bowl, and then I put like a little box underneath the bowl because the bonnet was a little bit longer than the bowl. And the back of the bonnet kind of ended up with this little ring shape from the bottom of the bowl, sort of was indented there. So I took some pictures and you'll see that, but I want you to know that I did steam that out before I mailed it. I mailed it last week, and no joke, like 2 days ago, I got a thank you note. So they're definitely knit worthy. Probably 50% of the time I send a gift to anybody, I never even find out if it gets there because nobody bothers to let you know, right? So I was really, really excited to give it to somebody who seemed to really appreciate it, right? Feels good. Yes, that's all I finished. Okay, let's talk about what I have on the needles. First, on the needles, we have another cousin who's having a baby. She's my favorite. She was like 5, I think, when we got married, and she was so cute at our wedding. So I've always had a soft spot for her. When she and her husband got married, I knitted them Christmas stockings as a wedding gift. I'm not doing that for everybody because you know what happens, right? So I'm not going to do that. But I did it for this one couple. And now that they're expecting, you know I have to make the stocking that goes with. The original pattern has 3 stocking patterns in one pattern, so it's a kit. I knitted, the idea is that it's like mother, father, baby. But the father stocking I thought was sort of plain looking. It's sort of just diamonds, and I wasn't really excited about that. So I knitted the mother and the child stocking. But then when I started looking at the dad stocking for the baby, I didn't like it. I thought it was too, again, still, it's just too plain, right? For me, for my taste. So instead I bought another pattern called the Uncle pattern, and it's by Doreen Delaney Giordano. So I'm knitting the Uncle stocking. I'm not very far. It's toe up. You know, I don't usually knit my socks toe up, but I used the Turkish cast on, which was really fun. I did the increases in the pattern. She just has you do simple yarn over increases and then knit into the back loop as you come back. So what I like about it is you have a yarn over, you knit around, and then the next row you knit, and then the next row you do the yarn over. So it's really easy. You either are making the yarn over, you're knitting a yarn over. So I think it's pretty easy to do that. So anyway, I have done that part of the stocking. And then there's several different choices for a border. I chose this one. I did not use this with the parent stocking, so that's fine. So this is the bottom of the foot. It's just this sort of kind of, not really a light stitch, but kind of a diamond stitch pattern on the foot of the stocking. And then this is the top. I'm not very far on it, but I love it. And look, it's all ready to go in there. So yay. I'm working on that, which actually is really fun to sit down and knit, but I have to, you know, have more than just a couple of minutes to do it. So it didn't get any love yesterday, and so far hasn't gotten any today. The other thing I'm working on is these stockings. I'm sorry, they're just regular stocks. I just got carried away. So I have one done. This is the second one. This is Vesper sock yarn, self-striping. I was planning to knit these for Sarita for Valentine's Day. I thought that would be really cute. And I swear that she was with me and picked this yarn out and said this is what she wanted. She does not remember it. Isn't that crazy? So luckily, a good friend I've been posting these on Instagram. You may have seen them already. And one of my friends said, well, I love those. And so she's going to get a Valentine for me. And Sarita's going to get, I don't know what, maybe just a piece of chocolate. That's these stockings. They're just plain vanilla stocks. I did a tubular cast on. Isn't that beautiful? Let's just for a moment enjoy that. So I did a tubular cast on. I did 20 rows. I don't usually do 20, but I got carried away. And then fish lips kiss heel, and then I'll just do a regular toe at the end. So I'm looking forward to having these done. The other thing I've been working on is I took that class by Carolyn Bloom from Bloom and Handmade, where she was doing the embroidery on knitting, and I lost my swatch. It's somewhere in this house, I know, but I can't find it anywhere. So I just, one more quick scan to see if it was within arm's reach. Anyway, I did that. I'll put a picture in for you. Really loved it, and so want to do some more of that. And the pattern that she gives you, that was with the class, was a swatch pattern, but then there's a project attached to it, which is a headband. So I knitted the headband piece, but I still have to do the embroidery piece. Now here's the thing. What she wants you to do is knit the headband piece like this, leave it still attached to your yarn, and then block it flat, and then pick it up, and then pick up stitches here and knit some garter, and then attach, kind of knit it to your adjustment, and then attach it here with a 3-needle bind off or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. And you can see it doesn't, it's the right, it goes, ear to ear, but it still needs quite a bit underneath. Of course, I don't want to do it that way. So what I'm going to do is pick up some stitches here, knit down some, and then loop it back on itself and sew it with a hairband, like a hair elastic, in that space, and then do the same thing on this side with a hair elastic so that this will have a little stretch to it. Not just the knitting will stretch, but also the hair elastic. And I think that will be more adjustable and maybe good for a gift, because I'm making these as gifts. And I'm sure that this never happens to you, but I sometimes forget that I'm not a factory. So I made a list of people that I thought should have one, and I made several of them. This is leftover yarn. I made a Cherry Fizz hat a number of years ago from, I think it was Pearl Soho yarn. And this is all leftover from them, DK weight. So I think it might be worsted weight. I'm not sure. Actually, I know the label said sport. It's not sport. So you can't always believe the label, right? Anyway, So I have several of these, and I'm going to do that embroidery still on them. And I'm just using scraps. So sorry for the crinkling, but this is my bag of scraps. And I think like this hot pink would be cool. This is sort of like a weird grayish purple. But won't that be cool with some embroidery on it? And I also thought, I like that color. This is Arbor, I think, and look at that. That'll be really cool. And actually this one, do you think this is too teeny? Like, does it look like a team color? You know how there's like, you know what I mean? Like sporty type stuff. Is that too sporty, do you think? The sort of paprika color and the mint kind of gold. I don't know. Sort of mustard. But like, look at this. I have this. Sorry, needles in there. Keep it all together. Might as well keep it all together, right? But I have this super cool, like, look how cool that is. And actually, does this look okay? No, I don't think so. But then I also have this awesome color too, which I think would be good on this. No? Yes? Maybe? Probably. Maybe not. Anyway, I can run a couple of threads through it and see what I think and then not do it if I don't want to. So that's going to be the plan. And I also have a little bit of cream in the bottom here too. So that's the plan, but I haven't gotten to that yet. This project took a while, and so here was the problem. Here's what I was knitting all at the same time. I had these. So I usually like to have one bigger needle project going and one smaller needle project going. So the smaller needle project is typically my sock, which I usually do on size 1.5, right? So I had this going. Then I also had the baby bonnet going, which was 1.5. And then this was my bigger needle project on size 3s. I'm not sure what happened to me, but like, I don't know what exactly caused it, but I ended up with a tiny little hole, like a poke here on this finger, and it really impeded my knitting last week, which is why I didn't get very much done. I'm not typically a pusher, but for some reason, because that wound was there, I kept touching it. And you know I love sharp needles. Do you know I love sharp needles? I don't know if I ever told you that. I love sharp needles. My favorites are Chowgos. And, you know, I like them like, well, I like them because they're sharp. And I like them because they're slick. And I love the cord. And I have the adjustable set, so I'm very pleased with it. And also, if someone bothers me, like, I'm always at the ready, right? But that little spot really was bothersome. I'm not sure what caused that problem, but I'm not sure what caused it, but I think I might know. Okay, I have this little kit. I won it from my yarn store, spun in Ann Arbor. Yay them. It was just like a drawing. So anyway, I won this and picked it up the other day. The other day means any time between yesterday and when the day I was born. So that doesn't mean anything to you, I'm sure. It doesn't mean anything to anybody around me either, but that's how I talk. I don't like to measure time. Anyway, I won this. So it comes with this kind of like, it's almost like a scrub brush. It feels pretty heavy, and you put your felt on here, your wool, and then you can felt. So it came with this little kit, and then you know I'm the kind of person who buys wool to felt, even though you know I'm not gonna spin or whatever, but I'm that kind of person. And then it came with this tool. So I have a single needle, but this one has 4 on it. There's like a little safety latch on it. So here, let me show you. So can you see that? See that? There's, oh, I'm sorry, there's 5 needles on that. Can you see that? So when you felt, you kind of just, you know, and ideally you do it into this so that, you know, you don't injure yourself. That's great. I don't have a project for this at the moment. I'm very tempted by that needle sculpting, felting that people do. I just haven't done it yet, but I feel you. I have interest, but I'm just not there yet. But I have these tools now, so, you know, what excuse do I have? But what I do have is, have you seen these? Do you remember these? These are my favorite slippers, the Glerups. I bought these like a long time ago, and I love them. I'm not ready to replace them, but to be honest with you, I think that day's coming, because there was a little hole here, and I felted over that with my little needle thing, right? And then the other day I picked them up to put them on, and I realized I could kind of see through this spot right here. I don't know, does it show on camera? You can feel it with your finger. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, I could see through it. I could see light. So I went and got some more wool, and I felted it inside. Can you see that? See how I did that? And I just, like with my thing, I just, but I wonder if I didn't have this finger on the outside and poke it with this when I was doing that mending, or if I really was a pusher and I was pushing, I don't know, but there was a tiny spot on my finger. I took a picture of it. I don't know if I still have it on my phone, but if I do, I will share it with you so you can give me all the oohs and ahs and sorry to hear that, Mrs. Hansen, stuff that you probably want to say because we're such good friends and you like to sympathize with my plights. So anyway, I did patch this, but here's the thing. So I like this. This is a really cool tool. I have not used it for what it's like technically supposed to be for, but it's a great mending tool. I mean, look, I can do it here. Look at that. Just works like a charm. I really like it. So this, this says clover on it, so it's a clover tool. Anyway, I like it. It's great. But the sad news is I think I might have to part with these slippers soon-ish. Or maybe not. I mean, how long do you think I can keep mending them? So here's the other thing. They had suede on the bottom when I bought them, and you can see that there's still like a little bit of suede right here. Can you see that I'm a pronator? That means I walk on the outside because look at, it's like, so all of the like suede is all matted down or worn off or I don't know. And this is super shiny, and that means they're kind of slippery. So for my own safety, I might want to replace them, but I love them so much. So anyway, 100% wool slippers. I love them, Glerups. They're Danish. I love them. I love them so much. Mr. Hansen has a pair. I love them so much. I got some for my sister-in-law. I would have bought some for my children, but they aren't really slipper wearers. But if there is an opportunity to be an ambassador for Glerups, I'm putting in my application immediately. I can't tell you how much I love these slippers. And here's the other thing that I haven't talked to you about yet, but these slippers are probably maybe like 8 years old, maybe. So 8 years, I wear them all the time. And then in the pandemic, except for when I'm in bed, I'm not wearing them. And then right this second because I'm showing you. So they're kind of expensive. I feel like they were around $120 when I bought some for Mr. Hansen. So they're kind of expensive, but like really for 8 years with as much wear as I get with these, like I take these to the cottage even. I think they're totally worth it. Like a really, really good value. And then I have been able to mend this little like spot here and spot here. And you could do that too because you people are handy. So anyway, I think they're totally worth it. And when the ambassador to Glerups job becomes open, I just want you to know I'm going to apply for that. Also, I didn't tell you they come in fun colors. I just bought gray because that was the only color they had in my size. But they have a really beautiful teal color. And to be honest, they also have a super awesome orange, which I have been tempted by. But, like how many pairs of slippers does one person need? The answer is 1, and they last for 8 years. So there. Also, I don't know if you know this. Well, I won't get into it. Well, actually, I will. I have a bunion on my right foot, and these slippers feel fine on my bunion. So how funny is that? I know, I'm falling apart. Melasma. See it? Look. Not getting any better. Then I have the bunion. And then, oh my gosh, can I tell you something? I'm going to tell you because I'm sort of goofy in real life. Sometimes it doesn't cross that way on the camera, but in real life, I'm super goofy. So I have this skincare regime like all of you do too. And I like obsessed with making sure I don't get blackheads and stuff like that. So I'm pretty good about it. But I had some, like 3 or something like that up here, and I wanted to get rid of them. I love the pore strips, the ones that go over your nose. I don't use them very often because I hardly ever need to, but I have some for emergencies, right? Like, what if you have a blackhead emergency? So I noticed that I had some blackheads right here, and I put the nose strip right there, and it accidentally touched my eyebrow. Now, I think we've talked about this before, but these eyebrows are very thin and very blonde, and I pencil them in for you. So I went, and guess what? Like 4, 5 maybe hairs came off with it. which is not a big deal for most people, except for me. It leaves this huge bald spot right here. So when I pencil it in, my daughter bought me one of those Glossier boy brow. It's sort of like mascara, but like for your eyebrow. It doesn't work for me. Do you know why? Because you have to have some hairs there. Like I really have to use the pencil and then with the spoolie, because there's only like 6 hairs, and then I pulled 4 of them out right here. Which is why you turn to me for all your beauty tips, I'm sure. But I have one more thing I want to talk to you about. Actually, I have 2 things I want to talk to you about. So one is that I was on Instagram. No, that's a lie. I was on Ravelry and I saw something called the Zoom hat. It's just a simple hat that you could use like scraps or whatever for. And I think they have you carry like 3 fingering weight yarns together or 2 fingering weights and a fuzzy like mohair or whatever. And you know I'm lazy. Yes. My Christmas stocks, these are all the scraps from that. Yes, still in this bowl. Yes, I keep them in the living room. I didn't put them away because I'm like that. Anyway, I have been thinking like, what could I do with these little things? What could I do with these little things? They're so cute. And you know I did knit some of those little sweaters with some of them, but I think that they're super cute. And then I was thinking about the Stash Dive Raglan that I made where you carry another yarn with it. And I thought, oh, this would be fun to do in a hat. I saw that hat and I thought, oh, maybe. She has you carrying 2 yarns together. For Christmas, because I have the best friends, I got this cute little bag. And then I also got this ball of gray yarn. So, okay, so one of the reasons I get a lot of compliments when I wear this sweater is that I look best in fall colors. Like, let's be honest, the baby poop colors. So I look really good in those colors, tend to. So I don't even buy, if I see gray or black or, you know, bright red or hot pink, this is a sports bra, so it doesn't count. But if I see those colors on the rack of something that I'm going to wear on my body, I just say no thank you because I know I don't look good in that. Like this, I don't know if you can see. Can you see? Like this does not make me look like, see that? See how like, I don't know. Can you see this? I don't look good in this color. But I was thinking how fun it would be to have this gray as a background for these colorful things to make a cutie Stash Dive hat, sort of. And so the pattern is called Zoom Hat by Sarah Diamond. Anyway, I haven't done it yet. I think I will because like, why wouldn't you? And not necessarily for me, but it's fun sometimes to just knit a hat and then throw it in the bucket for a gift if somebody happens to have a birthday or something and you forgot. Not that you would forget. I mean, like if you knew somebody who might forget, it would be nice to have something already made. Plus like kind of a great way to use up stash if you need, not stash, scraps if you need to. You know me, I don't judge you on your stash. I don't happen to have one, but I don't judge you for one. It's not true. I do have one. I just don't have a lot. I do, though, have lots of scrap. So it would be nice to use up some of that for some projects. So I might do that. And I wanted to tell you in case you wanted to do it too. But the real next thing that's going on my needles, because let's face it right now, my small needle project is my socks on size 1.5, and my big needle project is that stocking on size 3s. Anyway, my next project that I'm going to cast on is the Koro Koro shawl by Olga Jazzy. Do you guys want to see my colors? I didn't wind any yarn yet, but I know for sure already this is what it's going to be. Are you ready? Well, now I'm not, okay, so my camera says that these are okay to do color work, but this camera, like when I say my camera, I mean my eyes. But now that I'm showing you, I don't know if there's enough contrast there. But maybe there will be enough contrast there because let's face it, this orange is called glazed carrot and it is orange. It's not like orange, it's orange. It's like orange. And this is, I think, is this Marta? No, Vulcan. See that? So like, see how they are like this? And then, so they're sort of bold. This is how they look in real life. But then when I put them together like this, they don't look so contrasty. Did you see that? The camera sort of like wants them to blend together. Anyway, this is going to be my next project. And this is on a definitely bigger needle. It's like maybe even a 6. So that's big. So anyway, I'm going to definitely cast this on too. Now, I don't know about you all, but I haven't been knitting as much because of 2 reasons. One, I'm taking these online classes at IU, and let me just tell you, there's like math involved and taxes and math, also taxes. So I'm sorry to be swearing at you like that. I won't do it again. But I can tell you this, that stuff is slowing me down. So there's that. And then the other reason that I'm a little bit slowed down by things is that you probably have noticed that I am working on my COVID-19. And I've been eating chocolate cake because did you know last week, one of the days was National Chocolate Cake Day, and I was having a foul mood, and my friend Sally sent me a 1 bowl cake recipe that was delicious. I will put it here for you because all I can say is chocolate cake can improve your mood, but it does not improve the way your jeans fit. Life lesson from me. Take it to the bank. Okay, so one thing that I have forgotten to do the last couple times, but I really like to do because I like to tell you, I like to be held accountable for me. I just think it's a good way for us to end together, is to say one thing that we're enjoying right now and one thing we're looking forward to. So one thing I'm enjoying, chocolate cake. I'm just gonna be honest. I had some the other day for breakfast. I literally sliced a piece of chocolate cake and I put some yogurt on top, unsweetened, Greek style yogurt. So healthy, right? So I've been enjoying chocolate cake. And what I'm looking forward to is, I don't know yet exactly the day that we will move to Quimby Cottage. And I don't know who of us will move because Sarita is still looking for a job. So I don't know if she'll come with or like what that's going to be like. But ultimately, here's the gig. We can technically go, like we're allowed to go in 89 days. Now, remember last year we went up really early, like not right the day it opened, but within 7 days of that. And I think, I think I showed you when I did the opening video of the cottage. I think I showed you. It snowed, like it's cold. If you want to see what kind of like, it's like a getup what I wear when I'm up there and it's cold. Like it's a sweatshirt and a hat and like the whole bit, right? But it's the Quimby Cottage. So anyway, I'm looking forward to going. I don't know when it will be exactly, but I know it's less than 100 days. And so cheers to that. One more thing. I did dry January, and here's what I learned about myself. First of all, I wished I had thought a little bit more about why I wanted to do it and like be a little more thoughtful about it. I didn't. I just woke up January 1st and was like, oh, I'm going to do that. To be honest, I like a fussy drink in a fussy glass. Look at this. And this is a fussy drink. I'm going to tell you what it is in just a second. Actually, I'll tell you what it is right now. It is just Perrier sparkling water with like 5 drops of Angostura bitters. That's it. So I think bitters technically have alcohol in them, but you could give it to a baby. It's sort of clovey flavored, kind of, sort of. It has that sort of clovish kind of scent to it. Anyway, it's fun. I like a fussy drink in a fancy glass with like a little swirl. I like bringing out all the bottles and like mixing. I probably should have been like a chemist, but except for the math. I'm sorry, I swore at you again like that. I didn't mean to. But I distinctly remember stoichiometry. Like nightmares. I'll probably have them tonight now. Anyway, what I realized about the pandemic is that I was really looking forward to the end of the day when we would make a little cocktail, especially like Thursday, Friday. We would definitely do that on the end of the week and sometimes on the weekends. And I worried a little bit that I have a family history of alcoholism, and I've always worried that I would kind of be more genetically prone to that, which I may be, I don't know, but I definitely know that there's some of that in my family, and I try really hard to be aware of that for myself. I've tried really hard to educate my children about that too. And when we were getting into these habits, I was starting to worry about where I was in that. But ultimately what I learned is that I just like the ritual of mixing things, and it doesn't necessarily have to have alcohol, and I don't miss it at all. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to have a drink when I want one. But what it does mean is that I learned that I don't need it. So that felt pretty good. Anyway, this has turned out to be like an online diary today. So I hope you're okay with that. Like, I hope that you guys are looking forward to something, and I hope that you're enjoying something. Okay. So thanks so much for coming by today. And I appreciate you, and I hope that you all are enjoying something and looking forward to something too.